All right, guys, what we saying? Joseph Parker's gonna be making his comeback not too long after his knockout defeat to Joe Joyce. Joseph Parker taking on Jack Massey. Interesting comeback fight. Obviously, Joseph Parker he hasn't really been able to beat one of the elite names quite recently. He's obviously lost to Dillian White. You know, he beat Derek Chisora, but over the hill, Derek Chisora, and obviously he's gone and now lost to Joe Joyce in pretty much devastating fashion. Was walking through, literally throwing punches at a brick wall. Realized that he's this is not someone that he can knock out and end up getting knocked out himself. So that's all she wrote for Joseph Parker against Joe Joyce. So obviously, like I've said previously, similar to what AJ needs to do, is take a fight that's going to build his confidence back up and at least get a win under his belt. So Joseph Parker is looking to do so, taking on Jack Massey. Um, it's a bit of a weird one because even though I do feel like he does need to take a fight, just to get his confidence back up and at least get, that victory added to his resume. The guy is taking on Jack Massey. The guy is basically a cruiserweight. He's the guy's most recent defeat. When I last checked the guy's resume, Jack Massey, Richard Riakporhe, cruiserweight, Richard Riakporhe in 2019, and I think every single fight the guys had up till now, barring this fight, has actually been at cruiserweight. So obviously Joseph Parker is fighting on Boxer. So I don't really feel Boxer don't really have that many heavyweights, and obviously if they're trying to maybe go through some fighters maybe in-house. I don't know if Jack Massey is an in-house boxer fighter right now, but they haven't really got much heavyweight options out there for Joseph Parker in terms of in-house. And you would think that they were trying to get Joseph Parker maybe a top 25 fighter, maybe someone like who can he fight? Obviously, he's fought Derek Chisora already. That would have been a good fight for him to get a payday off at win. I don't know. There are some fighters out there that he could beat. Obviously, you're looking at Dominic Brazil. Dominic Brazil still about. Could you tempt him with some money to come and fight Joseph Parker? Still alive. Not, I don't say live, but it's a respectable name to fight that we expect Joseph Parker to win. In that fight, Gerald Washington. That's another good fight. That I feel like Washington would take the payday to potentially fight Joseph Parker. I don't know what his current arrangement is with his promotional. Is he with PBC, George Washington? I'm not really sure. But yeah, man, there's some names that I feel like there are some names that Joseph Parker could deal with that are still kind of respectable. But he's taken on a cruiserweight. If he is to beat obviously Jack Massey, which I expect him to do, obviously that's a confidence booster if you win by knockout. But it's not a real heavyweight. It's not a real like when you get in there with a proper heavyweight. It's not going to back up your mind that one, but it's a cruiserweight. So I feel like I can see what they're trying to do, but I wouldn't have really gone about it that way. At least get him like even if you could get what's his name? What's this guy's name again that Dubois beat? What's his name? This guy that Dubois beat for the WBA regular belt. What's his name? His name's gonna come to my mind. What's his name again? Trevor Bryan, that's the one. Trevor Bryan, get him in, man. Get this guy. Let's see. I don't know who. I think he was with Don King. Maybe they don't want to go in that direction, but someone that is at least a heavyweight that we expect him to do the business against, but not a cruiserweight. Putting on weight to get up to, them kind of business. But yeah, Joseph Parker. Let's see what he can do. A lot of people thought that Joseph Parker beat Joe Joyce. I knew he wouldn't beat Joe Joyce. I said this guy ain't got that equalizer to beat Joe Joyce. If you're gonna beat, you need to equalize that chin with some heavy, big right hand or something like some serious artillery. Them shots, he was landing hard shots, but Joe Joyce didn't go nowhere. But Joseph Parker must win this fight. No excuses. If he does not win this fight, Joseph Parker, I don't know where else he goes. I expect Joseph Parker to win. I expect him to win by knockout. Between maybe 8 to 10 rounds. I feel like 8 to 10 rounds. Joseph Parker's not a definite knockout artist, but 8 to 10 rounds. I expect his class to show as a proper heavyweight and his history. I feel in the heavyweight division's resume. I feel like he should be beating this guy within 8 to 10 rounds. So drop your comments in the comment section below. What do you think about Joseph Parker taking on basically a cruiserweight? Let me know what your thoughts are. Drop your comments. Let me see what you man are saying. Cool.